Hello YouTube, quick update. I've just collected my job from the EN11 postcode and I arrived at 25 minutes past 12 for a 1 o'clock pickup. I went to the gate and I asked them what the procedure was for getting inside, whether I could wait inside, and they said that I needed a reference number and that was not on my notes. So I went away, called the shipper, they gave me a couple of reference numbers and the name of the company that I'm working for, which isn't actually them. I went back to the security guard, gave them the details. He seemed to like what I'd given to him. He filled out an entry form for me. I signed it, gave him my name and reg details. He then phoned through, told me the instructions about how to work on site, and by the time I got into the gate it was about 25 to 1, so I was still very early. But I thought I'll trust my arm, I'll follow the instructions I was given, and that involved parking up at one place, walking to the office, giving them my paperwork, them signing that, then me waiting my own van for the loading up back where our van was. That happened immediately, which was really good. And the load was just one pallet. The notes that I had were 500 kilograms. They brought out this pallet and I thought, well, that's one of many then, because it's not very much weight on that pallet. But I think, like many things on this CX booking, a lot of details are either missing or incorrect. So it was one pallet, and it was, I don't know, it was like whiskey type alcohol, not rather than sort of beer and lager. So I think it's probably quite expensive because the actual procedures to go in and out were quite strict, and the barriers were very high security barriers to get in and out of the site. And then the next bit of the procedure was I had to give, when I got loaded up, get my paperwork given back to the security. I had to walk to the security box, give them paperwork, and I had to press a button, and if the button went red I had to have a check, security check, and if it went green I was allowed to go. And I'm assuming it's just a random button, quite a nifty way of doing random searches. It takes away the element of the driver complaining that you're being picked upon. And I got a red, so I waited for a few moments. Security guard that dealt with me at the start took me out to the van, and we had a look inside the cabin, inside the back. He was fine with what, obviously fine with it, and let me go. So I'm taking for all that. Two things really. One, I bet it's an expensive load, so £60 for me to deliver this same day delivery is probably a bargain. Secondly, there is not going to be much handballing to this. It's not going to be much weight. It might take a bit of time, but it's not going to be very much, so I'm pleased with that. And thirdly, I'm really, okay, it's the third of two things. Thirdly, I'm really glad I turned up half an hour early, because there's a lot to do there. It wasn't just a turn up and load up and go. There was a lot to do, and in fact I've ended up leaving at 5 to 1, so I managed to get through all that 5 minutes before I was due to collect. And if I'd arrived at 1 as instructed, I'd have wasted half an hour of my day. So although the shipper was a nice lady, I'm not that impressed with the amount of detail on the CX booking and the amount of information, but that's fine, it goes like that sometimes. One last thing before I let you go and save this, I wanted to just let you know that when I had dropped off my first load today from Aylesbury to N13, when I came out of there I was doing searching for jobs. I did at that point have one of my sandwiches. That's the first thing I'd eaten today. And if you remember, well, if you watched my video from yesterday, if you remember, I was quite ill on Sunday. I wasn't sure what I was going to do on Monday, and I did decide to ask my better half to make me some sandwiches to cover yesterday and today, which they did, because she knows what I like. And today, that's paid off, because I've managed to have that food while looking for jobs the day after I left the house. And it's in a cool bag with some cool blocks, so it lasts a couple of days absolutely fine. Right, thank you very much. I will speak to you later. Cheers.